Hey MVPs, Rico Knows here. Going to talk to you guys about the first prelim card for UFC Vegas 90. It is Melissa Mullins. Well, she's changed her last name, but it's Melissa Mullins versus Nora Cronolle. And I want to say Cronolle, Cornhole, Cronolle, whatever people want to say about her name. It is what it is. But Melissa Mullins, for me, undefeated fighter, 6-0, coming out of England. I've been thoroughly impressed with her. And some people don't like her because of her last decision or whatever. But I think she's a beast. I really do. I don't care about anything that's recently happened, this unanimous decision. She didn't look great. Bro, go look at her on the circuit. Like, go look at her on the regional scene. And if you look on the regional scene, she has this fight here against Daria. And if you don't know Daria, she's a Russian girl who punches really hard and knocks everyone out. We just saw Daria fight on the prelim card last week. Okay? Daria is the truth. She just beat undefeated Rendon. And if you look at somebody like Daria, who's walked through everyone and knocked everyone out in dominated fights, and Daria could not handle Melissa Mullins. Now, this fight, it ended with 1 second left in the first round. You can see this fight on YouTube. You can go see what Melissa Mullins did. She got hit and put through so much adversity. It looked, after the end of the fight, I thought she was in a car accident and her face hit the windshield. Like, she did not look clean. And I know some of you guys might be like, well, Rico, why do you like that? I'm telling you, I like somebody who is tough as nails. And the only way we can figure out whether or not you're tough is if you've been going through it, right? If you've been getting damage and doing great with it. Now, I don't like the fact that she tries to pretend she's a great striker. Like, she'll go out in certain fights. I know in this fight down, where is it? She has another fight. It's not even here. She has another fight before all this where she goes out there and just swings and throws them things. Not one takedown. It's nuts because her game is ground and pound. Like, her game is tough, and I think she's great. I think she's great. She has it all. By the way, no weak points to this woman's fight game. Really, none. When you go see who she's fighting against, Nora Cronolle here. Nora Cronolle is one of the worst grapplers you're going to see. And it's because she's a kickboxer, a Muay Thai girl, straight out of France. She can do really, really good things in the clinch. If you get her up against the cage and you're stuck in that clinch position, she's going to frame off your face, going to throw some elbows and knees. She can do certain things really well. She brings no power. She don't hit anything like Daria. She doesn't have knockout power. I see all these TKOs in the regional scene. I'd love to know who these people were. Like, I'd like to just go and do this here in front of you guys and just be like, all right, who'd she knock out? Somebody who's 0-1 in their life and never fought again. So you knocked out somebody who's 0-1, 0-4, has never won a single fight. That's who she knocked out. A 5-foot, 135-pound chick. All right, I don't even need pictures of these girls. So the people she's knocking out have never fought again. They're just 0-1, got knocked out, and never did anything. This is what we're supposed to be excited about. And then the one that got her to the UFC, here, this injury stoppage, she finally beat a decent fighter. Finally, shout out to Morocco. She's been beating up everybody in Morocco, France, the regional scene. That's what happens when you fight in the UAE, which is fine. But when I saw her against Jocelyn Edwards, I was extremely underwhelmed. Jocelyn Edwards, by the way, gifted below the waist. Shout out to her. Just watching her bent over the whole fight was fine. But Jocelyn Edwards is not a vicious striker, doesn't bring the hands, doesn't hurt you at all, and she was still able to get in the clinch and eventually get a takedown. I thought this decision shouldn't have been unanimous. I was like, what? What is this? Jocelyn Edwards actually won the first round. She got a takedown, was in dominant body positions. Yes, she got swept here and there, but Jocelyn Edwards is a pacifist compared to Melissa. Like, to me, Melissa Mullins is a bully, is a problem. Okay, so when you go look at the odds and we look at the sports book, you'll see it here, the first prelim of the night. Right now, they don't have any other wages. I don't know if this goes the distance. I think Melissa Mullins is tough enough, mean enough to finish this before it going the distance. And you know most female fights, they're going to go the rounds, okay? Bet the over on rounds when you see a female fight. There are 3 women's fights on the prelim card. Not the main card, but the prelim card. So we're going to see a lot of women's fights on this card. That's it. Let me pull up the whole card for you guys, and we can talk about what we're going to do with this. If you don't know, I provide picks on every single fight. You see some red, you get nervous. Don't worry, bro. When you go out there and you get 6 in a row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row, and there are 3 underdog fights in there, 3 value bets in there, that's insane. That's solid, bro. Yes, we got murdered in the prelim. I made some bad decisions. Some bad things happened. It's unfortunate. Now, some of these I'm not really picking Herbert Burns to win the fight when I pick Herbert Burns here. I really wasn't. I just told us to take his submission, so I pick the fight. But that was all value bets. But for the most part, we usually dominate, and we usually have really good, clean cards. Now, this is back-to-back weeks here. This first week, I didn't miss a single fight. Next week, we made almost nothing on the entire card. We're trying to get back to that. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose them. Pick and choose wisely. What you got to notice is these parlays and prop ideas here. These are in order by confidence. So you want to make sure you bet the top one, maybe the second one, and bet them heavy because we're going to hit them. We're not missing here. And for this fight here, you don't know what I'm putting there unless you're an MVP. So shout out to anybody who is an MVP. I always give out the main event for free. I always give out the first prelim for free. Everything else, you'll never see it. Okay? So you're going to have to parlay this with something or get lucky and guess the right outcome. Usually we take a couple locks, parlay them together until we get plus money, positive money, and I stop. If I get anything plus, I stop. I'm not trying to get 1,000. I'm trying to be accurate. I'm trying to be right. If you haven't noticed, we're picking at 67% on fights. I hope you guys become MVPs and you guys can see the rest of the outcome here. But for this first fight, I know these fighters well. I've watched their fights in the prelims. I've watched their matchups, and I feel like Nora just has holes in her game, cannot handle takedowns, cannot do anything on the ground. I think she's going to get out-grappled. And I just hope that Melissa doesn't go out there and do what she thinks she can do, which is start just jabbing and punching. Because, yes, she's a better striker. She's more vicious. It's just this is the only chance Nora would have winning this fight is if you keep it standing. That's her only path to victory is to stay out there, outpoint you, touch you up, and win the 3 rounds, or at least 2 out of the 3. But Melissa's a brawler, y'all. Melissa's here to stay. She belonged in the UFC for a while now. Go watch her fights. I think she looks mean, and you need that from a woman. When you see these women out here shadowboxing, that doesn't excite me, man, because when they get in the cage, they do those same combos. They mimic fighters. They do that same shadowboxing, and they're afraid to get in the pocket and really bang. Guess who's not afraid to get in the pocket and bang? Melissa Mullins will bang all day. Look at those eyes. Have you seen those eyes? She's been punched so many times. Her eyes are going this way, bro. She is ready to bang. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows.